Hello, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with me, Ben Boulos. Our headlines today. Well, it's all about the numbers, and the Chancellor's got some rather heavy lifting to do to achieve her goals while not breaking Labour's manifesto promises. Working out how to keep the little ones entertained this Easter weekend, I've come to Lakeland Maze Farm in Cumbria to find out how rising costs are affecting UK visitor attractions. It may not look much now, but this will be the stage for the Eurovision Song Contest. Good morning from Liverpool, where we've been given special access as the organisers have taken over the arena. The cost of a wedding can easily soar to the sky, so couples are increasingly choosing to get married midweek. I've come to find out more at this rather special venue near Manchester, where you can have your ceremony in a refurbished jumbo jet. Good morning from the Corn Exchange in Leeds, a venue rich in economic and trading history. We'll be finding out what people and businesses here think of the budget. Do not adjust your set, you are watching the right channel. We've come down to Coronation Street this morning to find out about the increasing popularity of TV set tours. I would be the scandal of society having afternoon tea at 7 in the morning, but I'm here with good reason at the Lanesborough Hotel to find out about the Bridgerton effect and how much the streaming series has boosted the UK economy. Well, they can't guarantee the weather, but they are preparing the warmest of welcomes for Taylor Swift and her tens of thousands of fans when the tour arrives here in Liverpool next week. We'll look at the economic impact and hear from the rock choir. Good morning. With billions of pounds lost to scams every year, how do you avoid becoming a victim? As we round off our Scams Week, we're here at the University of Central Lancashire in Preston with experts and a live audience to help you beat the fraudsters. Ladies' fashion gives way to lanes for go-karts. Good morning from the former Debenhams department store building in Liverpool city centre, now a huge entertainment and leisure venue, opening its doors later this week. Hello, good morning. It's 8 o'clock. Welcome to Breakfast with Nina Warhurst and Ben Boulos.
Our headlines today.
The calculation, the means testing, means that a single pensioner on as little as £12,000 a year could lose that winter fuel payment this year. Just remember, at the very heart of this is one simple aim: to get to the truth about what happened, about how and why the state-owned post office used its power over 2 decades to relentlessly pursue hundreds of innocent men and women, leading to many of them losing their businesses, their homes, their reputations, in some cases their liberty and even their lives. Now, let me explain why we're here. This is the Leeds Corn Exchange. It's a rather stunning venue. It's one that is rich in economic and trading history. In the mid-1800s, it was a place where they used to trade corn, grain. Now it's full of dozens of independent shops and small businesses. But let's just run through some of the key points. We'll be speaking to some of the people gathered here in a moment, but first I want to run through some of the key points in the budget.
I'd like to see if they actually have plans to enforce it on a wide scale. OK,
really good point there. Thank you for sharing that with us. Also watching the budget, Tracy Brabin, the Mayor of West Yorkshire. Was it a budget that will benefit the people you represent?
Well, absolutely. And as you heard from Shona, minimum wage is really important.
Airlines, supermarkets, TV news channels, banks around the world are affected by this massive IT outage, thought to be linked to Microsoft's business computer systems. This is a hefty fine which Ofcom has imposed on Royal Mail for delivering a, well, less than first-class service. And tomorrow morning I'll be at their Midlands Super Hub, where they sort lots of parcels, letters, massive, massive warehouse. And so a sheet of 50 stamps will now cost you £20 more than it did last Christmas. Let's talk in a little more detail about this takeover deal, though. Jenny is one of the senior bosses here. Jenny, people watching at home will want to know, what does it mean for their service? Will it get more expensive? Will it be more reliable? But the rate at which those prices are rising has slowed down again. Now, they look at a typical basket of goods and services. I don't work here, I'm just doing the news. Sorry, the typical basket of goods and services.
Thank you for explaining that. Thanks for fitting us into your shift at the market this morning. That's very kind of you. What was happening just then?
Well, I can tell you the aubergines and the peppers, £12 a box. So if you want any, I'll pick some up for you. Yeah, it's a condition called dystonia. I hadn't heard of it, and a lot of people who are sending me the clips saying, oh my goodness, look at what you've done, hadn't heard of it either. So I decided to meet up with Teresa and find out a little bit more about the condition. And if you didn't see the original moment, brace yourself, it's coming up. I have to admit, Teresa, I'm slightly dreading reliving this moment, but let's do it anyway. really winds people up because they're just not getting as much for their money. And we can speak to retail analyst Teresa Wickham about this. You're shaking your head, Teresa. You can't believe it either.
No, I'm shaking my head because I've got dystonia, so don't worry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm quite open about it. But people think
I can't tell you how embarrassed I was about that. And you were so gracious and you were so kind.
No, I was more worried about it for you because it has happened to me before.
So,
have you read every book on your bookshelves?
Not every book.
Yes.
I've learned that buying books and reading them are two very different hobbies.
And we get a little action also.
I absolutely love them. That's so brilliant. Joie de vivre.
However many times we watch that, still puts a smile on our faces. If people are wondering what Scamp's looking at, we've got little screens in the studio, and Scamp's caught sight of himself.
And also, I didn't realise I was sitting next to a pumpkin expert here. You were naming every single different pumpkin.
Yeah, I think we saw Crown Prince in there. The green bumpy one is a warty goblin.
Don't like that one.
This is all when I was on a pumpkin farm last autumn, and we played pumpkin or squash with Naga and Charlie. They didn't fare brilliantly, but
No.
you know. We'll take it in turn. Naga, you go first. This one, pumpkin or squash?
Squash.
Correct. It's a Muscat de Provence. Charlie, your turn. This one, pumpkin or squash?
A squash.
No, it's a pumpkin. It's a warty goblin. So 1-0 to Naga. Yeah, we're on our final approach now. Presenters and cabin crew, seats for landing, please. Yeah, this is not the nightmare scenario of finding me at the controls, especially with my hands off the joystick of a jumbo jet, but this is a genuine former 747 cockpit. It's been repurposed specifically to host weddings. You can actually get married on board this plane. Should you so wish, there are all these accessories. Which way up does it go? That's it. You could get married wearing one of these, although if you're a guest wearing one of these, can I strongly advise you do not use the light and the whistle to attract attention. You will just make a scene of yourself. Earlier this morning, we had someone get in touch to ask, is the site dog friendly? Well, we can ask Leo and Denzel. Is it dog friendly? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's your answer.
So are you, Ben, as well?
There are a couple of ways to get down from here. One of them is to take the stairs. The other, of course, is the zip wire. And, you know, I've ended reports in many different ways, but never quite like this. Here we go. Ah! I tried not to scream. Ah! Thank you to you all for joining us and enjoy the rest of the games.
Thank you.
That is all for today from us on Breakfast. We're back tomorrow morning from 6. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.